Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it's Friday. It's April 24th. Shock, I'm doing a chart lesson on Friday. I know I usually have been trying to take off early on Fridays, but I got stuck around here today. The weather's not too great, um, so I was bored. So I thought I would just do. I'm just going to do a real quick one. I promise you, it's going to be quick today. Every time I say that, I end up doing one of the long. I think I said that when I did the longest video in history, which was, I believe, yesterday. One day this week, I did a 60-minute video almost, and that's probably my longest video in history. So, but we've had so much to talk about lately. With the new format I've kind of been doing, besides calling the trades, I've been trying to show some charts of people and show mistakes and help people. And I've gotten a lot of feedback that the showing other people's charts and mistakes help them with their charts and mistakes as well. So I'm going to try to do more of that. I think it's a good teaching tool. At some point, we may get back to where we mostly just mark the trades and explain the trades to you, because one thing I found out the last couple of days too, by rushing through all of the trades, I don't have enough time to explain them, and then people don't really understand always why I took the trade, because I didn't really explain it well. So it's a mixed bag there on that. But really, what I wanted to show you real quickly today, and this, hopefully this won't be more than about 5 minutes, but really we had two legs up, and you can see the measured move here. Oops, I didn't mean to move that. That was really just our highs of the day till really it looked like we were going to have a range day, and we were really stuck down here in this tighter range for most of the day, and then we broke out around lunchtime. And early this morning when we were down here, you'd never dream we were going to get a measured move up, but I show you this stuff every day basically. And notice, if you measure that leg and then move this one over here, we didn't quite make it, but we came real close. We came within a few points there, but that just getting to that point, I was surprised. So you wouldn't have thought it, but here's a clue that you would have known that. Notice I can never grab the right thing. That one right there. Okay, there we go. Notice that we had this leg right here. You could measure it from here too, but I would measure it here first, and it looks like I got it off a little bit. And then drag it over to this one and look for a measured move. And notice we came up short and then started trending back up. Well, at first it looked like that was because we were going to be in a range. And well, we were in a range right across here. We failed out the top, came back in, then failed out, then turned down, failed out the bottom, then we got back in here, failed out the top before we took off again. That's kind of what you'll see. But once we didn't make this measured move down here and started turning up, that's a clue that, hey, because the market moves in measured movements, so I would at least expect to go back this direction. Let me back up there. Notice where we broke out, where we had the support across here 1, 2, 3 times when we broke lower. Well, when we broke out the high side, you would expect prices to go first that amount maybe, and then maybe even this amount down here that we overshot, that we undershot this move. So let's just measure that. We missed that move by that much. So look how much our overshoot was up here. It was about the same amount. So just keep that in mind. But when we really, the main thing I want you to get away, it's not so much that how much we overshot up here. We don't really care about that, other than if you get a chance to trade it back, you might. But the big thing you want to take away from this is the fact that we didn't make this target means we're probably going to go further this direction this time than we have been. And so that would lead you to believe that we're probably going to get out of here and go higher. It doesn't really help you going this way, but you've got this measurement over here in case we keep going. That's your next target. And then my first target, I would have measured that move, and you got a little two-legged correction right here. And notice where we got to right there before we corrected. We still went higher. And just take that up for your next leg. And lo and behold, you got 3 measured legs up there. So keep that in mind. But I wanted to show you too. Well, first, notice the big pattern is a leg up, a 2-legged correction, and a leg up. Like, yeah, there's a lot of swings in there, but if you back way, way out, hopefully you can see that. A move up, 2 legs of correction, and a move up, and that's going to be the center of the pattern most likely. But I'm going to take that another step further for you. Notice that's a move up, and then there's a 2-legged correction right there. And then look for that measured move, and guess what? We went right to it before we corrected. And there's really another 2-legged correction there. That's not the nice one that you like to see like this, where it's 2 clear down legs, and then this is 2 clear down legs. But that's still 2 legs of correction, and then we started higher, and you got that next measured leg up. So keep that in mind. But the real thing I wanted you to see was the bigger pattern here of leg up, 2 legs down, leg up. So it's 2 legs up, 2. And in the middle, there's 2 legs down. So somebody had an epiphany, I believe it was today, and they were sending me, and they were starting to spot these things. And I tried to show him some of this stuff, and I hope he got it. But here's something else I wanted to share with you. There's so much stuff on our website that it's really, really hard to dig through it and find what you're looking for. But I want to show you the easiest ways. There's really 2 ways. The easiest, I'm going to show you this, since the search function is right here on our website. Just type whatever if you're looking for ranges, type range day or range in there and search, and it'll pull up all the, just type that in there, hit search, and it'll pull up all the stuff for range days. As you can see down through there. There's all the different articles. Some of them are pay and a lot of them are free, and there's just pages of them here. You can see the ones that are free, you can get right in. This one's actually pulling up a lot of the midday stuff because I talk about range days so much, but let's just put ranges and see what happens. There's one trading range right there. Most of these are pay in the member section, and you will have to pay, but there's free stuff of everything we do. I got it as much free stuff on here as we do paid. So of course probably the better videos that are going to be in the paid section, but it's still all there. So but say you want to do second entries, you might type it out like this, or do 2ND for second as well. But there's a bunch on failed second entries, clarifying second entries. Here's failed entries, second entries. So you can see all these free ones here. A lot of these are free. So there's our favorite friends. They won't give you anything for free, I'm sure. They're going to charge you 3 times extra. But the easier way, that's just one way to do it if you want to be quick and easy. But if you go to the bottom of any page on our website, down here in the footer, you'll see our contact, some other important stuff, but you'll see this site map. Click on that site map, and that shows you everything that's ever been posted to our website. Right down through there. Quick and easy way to find anything you're looking for. And as you click on the links and use them, it should show you that it's a link you've been to before, and it'll kind of help you keep. I mean, you see the page. I'm just strolling down through here, just page after page. But everything that's ever been posted on our website is here. If you come all the way down to the bottom, you'll see the page, all the pages. They're at the bottom, but everything else in there are just posts that have been posted to our website. And you can just see I'm just scrolling page after page after page. after page. But you can see the stuff all mixed in there. But find this is the quickest, easiest way to kind of manage it and find what you're looking for and so forth. But if not, there's the search function just on every page as well. So I hope that's helpful, and that it'll make it a little easier for people to find stuff. Then one other thing I talked about yesterday was the frequently asked questions. Here's where our manuals are, testimonials. There's a news. If you want to see some daily news, there's all the news that comes out, current market news. You can click over there and see if there's anything interesting that you might be. We don't care much about the news. You know, used to at one time, every morning I got up early and would watch CNBC or watch Bloomberg and try to figure out what the day was going to be like. And I quickly learned, you know, once you learn to trade, you realize that's all BS. You don't need any of that stuff. But it's there if you want to look at it. Sometimes it is nice to go look at the news just if you're following stocks or anything like that. But this was the other one I wanted to show you, our frequently asked questions. I go over a lot of important stuff through here, and you can see this is a couple of 3 or 4 pages of stuff right here too. So be sure you read that. It's very helpful. It answers a lot of the questions. Mostly any question that I get multiple times, I usually will put it on here. And people will ask me now, and I'll send them here instead of having to type it out over and over and over. I'll send you here. So if I send you to the frequently asked question page, don't take it. You know, don't be offended that I didn't take time to type it out. But I'm getting a couple hundred emails a day lately, and I just don't have time to answer the same question over and over. So I'll send you here where it's already been answered. But it never fails. I'll send people here, and then they'll ask me the same question again. And, you know, it's here. So I wouldn't send you here if it wasn't worth coming here, because there's a lot of good information on this page. So please come over here and read that if I forward you to that instead of answering the question. It's just easier for me, and it'll be easier for you as well, because all you have to do is click that link and it takes you straight to this page, and the answer you're looking for will be here if I sent you here. This was another trade that I really wanted to show. I answered this guy, and I hope he got it too, but there's a second entry long right here. And notice it comes down first entry, it comes down second entry, and that's a decent bar. It's right at the key entry point. It's probably going to be the center of your pattern. In fact, it was, because I showed you earlier. So it's the center of the pattern. I mean, he did everything right you could do here, and he still had a loser. So, but there's still some clues that you could have seen, and that's what I hope he learned today. But again, notice you're coming down first entry and you're coming down second entry, and 9 times out of 10, you take that trade. He did 3 things right. He traded with a trend, he traded a second entry, and his signal bar is not perfect, but that's a bullish bar. So he did 3 things right there, and he still lost by a single tick, and prices went right where he thought they were going to go. So this is a tough trade. I feel for anybody that took it. And I imagine he's not the only one that got trapped there and stopped out. I'm sure there were some others. But the thing you have to see is there's a trend line working down through there. Plus you had an overshoot up here. This turns out to be a midline. He doesn't quite have it in the right place. It should have been a little lower here. See how prices are turning down before they get back up there. So you had a couple of overshoots, but when you get an overshoot like this, you're probably going to overshoot your other side. And so that was a clue. That was your first clue that we went over here. So we're probably going to push over an equal amount here. And we hadn't done that quite here. We were still inside, but notice we pushed on over a little further. It didn't even quite get an equal, but you have to be aware of that. So that would be one clue. But the other clue was, look how we didn't really get much support right there. We kind of pushed on through. It bounced a couple times, but it kept trying to go lower and pushed on through. You can still take a trade from under here, but when you see that happen, be leery of it. Make sure you look at everything else. And then the main thing is that if you'd have drawn your trend line down through there, your little channel, you'd have seen it and you'd have said, hey, maybe I should wait on a higher low. And look where the higher low came, and then boom, it takes off. So here's his chart again that I marked up for him. But notice I circled that overshoot, and then you got the overshoot down here. But here's your little trend channel, and it looks totally different there. Again, many times when you've got an uptrend and you got a second entry and a good signal bar right at the key entry point, a lot of times you'll probably want to ignore that. But occasionally, once out of about every 8 or 10 tries, it's going to fail. Those are still really good odds. So I don't fault him for taking this trade at all. A good trader could get tripped up here because this is a calculated risk that you probably take most times. But notice how you didn't get a whole lot of support, especially on his chart here. It bounced once, and then that was it. It just kept pushing and pushing and pushed on through. Well, that's not a good sign, especially with that trend line working down. So you'd probably want to wait on a higher low. That's probably the safe bet there. There's some others down here. Like here's a second entry that looks good. Of course, you didn't know it was a trend line. This is more of a reversal now. But notice you had a little congestion. That's more like a little failed break lower, and you could ride that one back to the EMA too. Here you're going long right into the EMA, which sometimes you'll get resistance, and that's what happened. It found a little resistance, even though prices were ready to go higher right there. Notice what happened. It broke higher, went right into the EMA and turned down. And so you either want a little room in there or you want to be just above it on your entry. Here's another entry. That's not a very good signal bar, but you got a lower low there than that one. So that's a failed second entry short at the trend line confirming it. So you might go long there. Then you get a first entry and there's a second entry there, but this is really your signal bar, and this is an inside bar, and they're never very good. So I don't think I would have taken that one either. But this was the right trade where the blue arrow is on this trade to be safe. So, and this trader asked me about this trade. He called this a second entry short, but it's not. Notice there's your new low, and there's no, let me make it a little bigger just to be sure I'm not missing something here. But no, there's no break lower till right here. So that's just, notice you got a new swing low, and you're making a higher low. That one's equal, so no change. Higher low, and so that is your signal bar right there. But that's a very bullish bar. So it's not a very good signal bar either. But if you were going to enter, it'd be one tick below that. And he took this trade, and it worked this time. So what happens is you reinforce a bad trade, really, because there's no second entry. There's not a good signal bar, and it worked this time. So that reinforces a bad habit because you see that work, and then but the next 6 times you try it, 5 or 6 times, it'll fail on you. So like here's another, this is basically the same. Actually, this is a good example. Notice you got another new low, and you get a first entry, and you run up, and there's your signal bar. And so when it broke lower, there's a second entry right there. But look how it didn't go very far and then went higher again. So using that signal, making sure you waiting on a good signal bar would filter that trade out, and you wouldn't have had a loser there. Of course, notice too how you pushed up through the EMA and pulled back and tested it. Actually, you hadn't pulled back there. Since you've already had one push through the EMA, we're probably reversing, and this is more of a reversal pattern here. And then notice it goes the other direction. But anyway, I just wanted to show him that. I hope I sent it to him in email, but if he watches this, hopefully he'll get it. I'm going to do one more and then call it a day. But notice you got a new high. You're coming back first entry. You're coming back second entry. And you got a decent signal bar there. But guess what? It's an inside bar, and that's a horrible signal bar. So this is not a good setup. You could treat it as a failed break. The better play is probably that maybe it's a failed break out of this little congestion here. But again, you got an inside bar for your signal bar. He got out of this one by the skin of his teeth. So he just barely got the 4 ticks, and then it turned down. Again, that's somebody that got rewarded for taking a so-so trade, and next time it'll fail. You got to be real careful. And then you got another trade here. You went short. I like this one better because you got a new low, first entry, second entry, and he'd enter 1 tick below that. But the problem you got here is you got a little range and you're going short right into it. And notice what happens. He got out again, but then it bounced real quick on him. And that's what you expect to happen. So again, it's not a great trade, but it worked and he got rewarded for it. If he'd have done that right here, notice it went 1 tick and he would have got in and out and had a loss. So again, he's getting rewarded for not real good decisions. You got to be careful with that. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to call it a day and start my weekend. I'm probably going to be a little slower than usual reading emails this weekend. So if you would, I probably won't answer many trading questions this weekend. I need a little break. If you want to send them to me, you can. Just keep them simple and easy ones. Don't send me a whole chart or something like that and ask me to talk about every trade, just so I don't get too much on me when I come back Monday. And I'll try my best to answer them. But I got to have a little break on the weekends because I've been going hard during the week. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm done for today. I'm done for this week. I hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.